Right, this is lesson 10 for motion and design for our engineering unit. Today we're going to be talking about certain things like air resistance and aerodynamics. So again, if you ever imagine your hand by an open window in a moving car, we used to do this, but don't do it now because it's kind of dangerous. It's like, but when I would go in slow, sometimes I put my hand out the window and just kind of feel the air push him back. Or if your dog's in the back, maybe he's sticking his head out and gonna get that wind pushed against him. Um, Now the same force pushes against the car too. So you think that as your car is moving forward, the force is pushing backwards. However, the car is a lot bigger too than your hand. So the force that the air exerts on your hand or a dog or any moving object is a kind of friction. So called air resistance. Now, if you're looking right here, air resistance slows down a vehicle's motion. So if your vehicle is moving this way, your driving force, good friction on the tires are pushing it forward. But there's air resistance pushing it in the other direction. Okay. The force of air resistance increases as the speed goes up. So as if the vehicle gets faster, the air resistance pushes is greater. Now, engineers who use math and science to solve problems um, always look for aerodynamics. The knowledge of air resistance is important for when they test their vehicles. They refer to it as drag. So when you're talking about on vehicles, it's something that's dragging you down is pushing you this way. So as you can see, they have computers that sit there and say, like if the air is going this way, the air resistance is going this way, the drag is going this way. Maybe we could cut into it and make our vehicle go faster. Um, so designs that minimize drag are called aerodynamic. So this vehicle right here is aerodynamic because it can cut through the wind and minimize the drag or the air resistance. So sometimes automobiles are smooth, curved, without sharp corners, and even like if you look at a plane, this cuts that nose cuts through, and is all aerodynamic. Okay. Um, Now designers make the front of the car as low as possible, and from the side, these cars may look like a wedge that pushes up. You know, like pushes it out of the way. Okay, now they would let why do they wanna do this? One, to create it to go faster, and a big one right now is to save fuel. And they also make sure that it looks appealing, like, hey, if you're gonna make a car that goes faster and saves fuel, it's ugly, then nobody's gonna buy it or wanna use it. So there's like a bunch of factors involved here. But usually it's to go faster, and the big one right now is to save fuel. And trucks too, when they're doing it now, they have been going into more of a aerodynamic look about them. They'll have the cabs now, they have like connectors right here so the air goes right over it and continues. This will keep the cost of fuel down significantly for trucks. Trucks use a lot of fuel, okay, and they can go a little faster. And now too, they've been adding things to just basic trucks that aren't as aerodynamic. They'll have deflectors over the top, cab deflectors, side deflectors, all things that they can modify that to. So aerodynamics is the lesson today. So one of the goals when we get back into class is you're going to see if you can make your vehicle more aerodynamic and test your vehicle to see if it can go at a greater distance and save fuel. Okay, so you can see here from the past that some of the kids took it and put it into a three wheel. They took that cardboard and made it more into like a deflector here to go up, and they made it lighter. All right. There's going to be a couple other activities right after this, and then the last lesson will be on propellers.